Colonial America, 1600s until 1763, Colonial Settlement. 13 British colonies rose up in rebellion and created the United States as their own country. The history of the founding and growth of these British colonies that subsequently formed the United States. From 1585 until 1776, Britain expanded its colonial presence in the Americas. The Roanoke colony, founded in 1585, was the start of the British Empire's first attempt to settle North America. Following the failure of the Roanoke colony in 1607, Jamestown was established. The first permanent English settlement in the Americas was established in Jamestown, Virginia. Many of the American colonies' creation and settlement were influenced greatly by religion. Separatist pilgrims were a key part of the founding of Plymouth Colony, people who wanted to separate from the Church of England. Puritans who were being persecuted in England landed in Massachusetts Bay Colony. Religious leaders that desired more freedom for their religion than Massachusetts did formed Rhode Island and Connecticut, respectively. Maryland was established as a shelter for Catholics, while Pennsylvania was established by Quakers. It is time to refresh your memory. What was the first permanent English settlement in the Americas? A. Roanoke Colony. B. Jamestown, Virginia. C. Plymouth, Massachusetts. D. New York City, New York.
In 1607, 104 English men and boys arrived in North America to start a settlement. On May 13 they picked Jamestown, Virginia for their settlement, which was named after their king, James I. The settlement became the first permanent English settlement in North America.
When was the Roanoke colony founded? A. 1585. B. 1607. C. 1776. D. 1800.
The Roanoke colony was England's first colony in North America, located in what is today North Carolina, USA. Established in 1585 CE, abandoned and then resettled in 1587 CE, the colonists had little regard for their new environment and were soon in conflict with the peoples who already inhabited the region.
What group of people founded Plymouth Colony? A. Puritans. B. Quakers. C. Catholics. D. Separatist pilgrims.
Plymouth, Massachusetts, population 492,066, was founded in 1620 by English settlers known as Separatists, who had fled England to establish a utopian community where they could practice their religion freely. While on board the Mayflower, they established the rules for governing the new colony.
What was the purpose of the founding of Maryland? A. To provide a shelter for Catholics. B. To provide a shelter for Quakers. C. To provide a shelter for Puritans. D. To provide a shelter for separatist pilgrims.
The Maryland colony was established between the years 1634 and 1775. Founded as a haven for English Catholics to worship and conduct business without fear of persecution, many came for religious freedom and economic opportunity.
Colonization and early self-government. The 17th century saw three countries vying for dominion in North America, with England taking control of the beginnings of the United States. The English planted settlements from Maine to Georgia, nourished them with a steady flow of people and capital, and absorbed the smaller colonizing ventures of the Dutch and Swedish. Within a century and a half, the British had 13 colonies on the Atlantic coast. Who established the American colonies? The Virginia Company of London received a charter from King James I of England in 1606 with permission to colonize any part of the American coast between parallels 34 degrees and 41 degrees north, while the Plymouth Company received a charter with permission to do the same between parallels 38 degrees and 45 degrees north. The Virginia Company sailed across the ocean and founded Jamestown in 1607. About 100 Pilgrim separatists were transported by the Mayflower in 1620 to what is now Massachusetts, where the Plymouth colony was established. How many countries vying for dominion in North America in the 17th century? 7, 3, 2, 5.
The opening of the 17th century found three countries, France, Spain, and England, contending for dominion in North America.
Who planted settlements from Maine to Georgia? The English, the French, the Spanish, the Dutch.
But the English, after initial failures under Sir Humphrey Gilbert and Sir Walter Raleigh, planted firm settlements all the way from Maine to Georgia, nourished them with a steady flow of people and capital, and soon absorbed the smaller colonizing venture of the Dutch in the Hudson Valley and the tiny Swedish effort.